Oh, the word of my Lord.
Morning, brothers and sisters in Christ. Let us dive into the Word. So, as I was reading today's Gospel, I was reminded of an instance when I was a kid in primary school. And what I was reminded was when I was in my exam, as I think we were doing our final year exam, or finals for the particular year. And the teacher, amidst halfway during that point in the exam, she said, "Okay, I need to go to the toilet." And so she said, "I'm going to leave for 5 minutes, but as I leave, I'm going to trust you guys not to cheat." And so she would ask all of us to promise, and the students there in the classroom, they said, "Okay, I will not cheat. I promise, teacher, I won't cheat. We won't cheat, and we will not copy each other's work." And immediately when she leaves, she steps out the door. There were two types of responses from students. The first type of students would immediately, as they cannot see, or when the teacher is out of sight, they will immediately start copying each other's work, start exchanging ideas, or start cheating and start copying each other's work and their answers. But there's other type of students as well who did not copy and said, "You know what, we made a promise to teacher and we're not going to copy." And they would not look around, they would not be swayed by everyone around them, but just continue doing their work as if it was normal, as if the teacher was still there. And they still continued doing their work and even prevented other people from copying their work as well. But most often than not, that teacher, what she did was, instead of coming to the front entrance of the classroom, she came from the back entrance. And instead of saying that she'll come back in 5 minutes time, she came back in 2 or 3 minutes time. And so while she was doing that, she was able to see from the back who was cheating and who was not. And she would immediately step into the classroom and catch everyone in the act. "Okay, I see you guys who are cheating, you're going to be punished, you're going to be reprimanded. But for those who did not cheat and kept to their promise, good job." And she started praising all those students who did not cheat. I was reminded of this story. It really speaks of today's gospel reading, taken from Luke chapter 12, verse 39 to 48. It shows how the master who leaves his fellow servants and does not even tell them when he would return. And the servants had two types of responses. There were servants who did not fulfill the master's wishes or their responsibilities or tasks entrusted to them, and instead went against and took advantage of the master not being there and not telling when he's returning, and started beating up other servants, started eating, drinking, and getting drunk. But that's the one type of servant response. The other type of servant response was a servant that was trustworthy and wise. And even though the master was not there, even though he did not know when the master would return, he still kept on to his responsibilities, the task that was entrusted of him to do, and still fulfilled them. Whether or not he knew when the master would return, whether or not even the master was there, he still did what was needed of him as if the master was still there. And so you might be thinking, how does this relate to me today? The master's going and returning is really parallel to the Lord's coming again, Jesus coming to here on earth. We can't physically see him, he's not here with us, and we can't physically see him, just like how the disciples had an opportunity many years ago. But we know that he's coming back again, as scripture says, his second coming. But amidst us waiting for his second coming, what is expected of us? The Lord has entrusted us to live our lives pleasing to him, to fulfill the commandments that he's given to us, to love one another, to follow his commissioning that he sent us to make disciples to the ends of the earth, to live holy and righteous lives. And so that when he is to return again, to judge everyone according to their actions and their faith, let him be able to find us being faithful to him, because he will either find people who are faithful and has lived out and as what he asked them to do, or find people who are unfaithful and have turned away from him and live a life of sin and that is not pleasing to him. So let us today consistently live out our responsibilities as Catholics, as Christians, as followers of Christ, to never cease or even take a break, or even a short break, from living a life of holiness. Let us every day and everything that we do, think, say, reflect how we are faithful to God, how determined we are to live out God's call in our lives, and how we are living our lives freely from sin, so that whenever the Lord comes at an unexpected hour, let him catch us in the act, and act where we are faithful, and act where we are holy, and act where we are pleasing to him, so that he can then take us from glory to glory, strength to strength, and from victory to victory. Let this be our action today. Let us every day and everything that we do live our lives pleasing to Him. God bless you and have a blessed day.